In the bustling heart of Agadez, a town cradled by the golden dunes of Niger, there lived a young painter named Amara. Her paintings were like whispers of wind over the Sahara, breathing stories into every stroke. Yet in Agadez, where tradition reigned supreme and the old ways were cherished, her abstract art was often misunderstood, labelled as odd or unconventional. A sweltering day saw Amara off on her mission to show her art at the Agadez Art Bazaar. Her canvas, alive with colour and texture, was surrounded by more classical tapestries and sculptures. As the bazaar buzzed with life, an elderly man, Baba Chinedu, stopped before her painting. His eyes, carrying the wisdom of years, squinted as he examined the canvas.
What story does this tell?" he asked, pointing at the swirls of blue.
Amara smiled.
It's what you see, Baba. What do you see?
Baba Chinedu frowned.
"I see chaos, confusion. This doesn't reflect our stories or our struggles."
Amara nodded, her heart sinking slightly. But she maintained her composure.
Perhaps, but isn't that the essence of perspective? What you see as chaos, another might see as harmony.
Unconvinced, Baba Chinedu walked away, his thoughts lingering on the clash of colours. The day wore on, and the sun began its descent, casting a golden hue over the land. It was then that a young girl, no more than 7, approached Amara's painting. She gazed at it, her eyes wide with wonder.
What do you see?
The girl beamed.
"I see a river, and there, a bird, dancing in the sky."
Amara's heart swelled. Here was a child, unburdened by the weight of expectation, seeing a world of her own in the painting. As the bazaar came to a close, Baba Chinedu returned. He had watched the little girl and had seen others interpreting the painting in their unique ways.
"Young Amara,"
He began, his voice softer.
"I've realized something today. What we hear is indeed an opinion, not a fact, and what we see is a perspective, not the truth."
Amara looked at him, a gentle smile gracing her lips. Baba Chinedu continued. That evening, under the starlit Saharan sky, Amara sold her first painting, not to a wealthy merchant or a renowned art critic, but to a young girl who saw a dancing bird in a sea of colours.
Your painting, it speaks differently to each soul that beholds it. It's a myriad of stories, not just one, and that in itself is a truth, a reflection of life.
From that day forward, Amara became known not just as a painter, but as a weaver of perspectives, a storyteller who painted not just on canvas, but on the very souls of those who dared to see the world differently. Her art became a bridge, connecting the old with the new, tradition with modernity. In the heart of West Africa, Amara showed that truth is not a single story or a rigid perspective, but a tapestry woven from a multitude of views, each as valid and vivid as the next. And so, the painter of Agadez inspired her town to see, not just with their eyes, but with their hearts, understanding that each perspective was a unique window into the vast, colourful world of human experience.